There we are, we're in Champions
Haha.
Select. Haha, I have
You got
gotten
baited.
bamboozled. Yeah, that's right. East Coast Plan going up against Power Friendship. Power Friendship will have the first pick, and do you expect to see any... What priorities do we see usually in first pick nowadays?
Nowadays, I mean, you still prioritize the AD carry because of the AD carry hero is still so damn strong in this current patch. But I think in Campus Legends, because not every player has every champion, so most of the time we haven't seen all that many flex picks come through. So I'm in the sense that you don't have a lot of swaps. So we usually see the players just pick by role, and that's not the most exciting thing, but it does help us a little bit when it comes to understanding the team compositions. It also does sort of help the blue team a little bit more because you have priority over most picks that you might want.
Well, as you say, there are no flex picks. Galio gets first picked instantly, and that is a flex pick. You can go mid, you
True.
can go support. East Coast Plan as well, picking up the Jace, which will go to a solo lane. We're not exactly sure which one just yet, but just want to focus a bit on the bans as well, because you mentioned 80 carries.
Right.
The 200 years of balance has been taken away by Power Friendship, and the Ezreal has been taken away by East Coast Plan. So I guess those are the top 280 carries, right? So what other 80 carries are available right now?
Obviously, you have the Kalista that you can definitely prioritize. We don't really see her played much in Southeast Asia. I think we saw one pick of the Kalista yesterday, which did actually pretty well. Other than that, we also have the we have the Ashes coming through. I believe we saw an MF pick.
Yep.
Both these 80 carries definitely can be used. But I don't think they are the optimal ones that you can go for. But given the fact that you have two of these strong AD carries already taken away, that is definitely something you can look to be taking. Meanwhile, we are seeing the Darius locked in along with Hecarim and Galio, so Power Friendship locking in a very, very strong meaty front line for their first round of composition picking.
Yep, that's right. And Darius is something that we did see last week during the matches of ITE CC, I believe.
Yeah,
And
absolutely slammed them.
Absolutely slammed, with the Darius managing to pick up that win as well. So Power Friendship, we're going to see if they're going to be able to carry that Darius. That Darius is going to be able to carry the team, I mean, to a victory. But for the East Coast Plan, the plan right now looks like a Jace, Vel'Koz, and a Vayne.
Right, so Jace, Vel'Koz, and Vayne, you have a lot of damage already, right? You have a lot of mid-game damage in the form of Jace and Vel'Koz, and you have the late-game insurance policy of the Vayne if you are able to play this champion properly. So going into here, we are seeing a bit of a lack of damage, if you ask me, on the side of Power Friendship, and a lack of frontline when it comes to the East Coast Plan. Sure, both of these, I mean, if you put both of the team compositions together, you might have something, but right now we need to see both of these teams begin to balance out what exactly they want to do on the map.
Yeah, that's right. For East Coast Plan, at least, you're not exactly too sure where they're going. I mean, it could be Vel'Koz mid, it could be Vel'Koz support. Same for Jace as well. Power Friendship, their composition looks a little more, a little more fixed, other than the Galio, of course. But 80 carry for them has not been picked up just yet. Master E
Master
gonna be the
E
last
ban,
man.
okay. That's a little spicy, not gonna really expect that. We also see the Tristana and the Bard banned away. That is, again, not something you might expect, but right now both these teams seem to have a little bit of a read on each other. You are banning out a lot of not only strong picks, but you're also banning out picks that the other team may already have a comfort in. We are gonna see the Nunu come through for East Coast Plan. That is interesting. When you think of meta junglers right now, you're not really going for the Nunu and Hecarim. You're thinking more about the Elises of the world, the Jarvan 4. But both these picks, not something we see all that often. Looking forward to some snowballs and horses throughout the entire day.
Yeah, that's right. I think a reason why they're being picked now is because of the Predator buffs that have happened recently in the newest patch. So Predator, I believe, had an increase in damage, had a decrease in cooldown as well, and when you have Hecarim and Nunu running super fast in either just as a horse or with that huge snowball, Predator can really prove to be pretty effective if used properly.
Yeah, for sure. Now waiting for the 80 carry lock-in for Power Friendship.
Wow.
Ooh, Delusion. I'm not sure if this is what I want to go for because, again, you have a very, very strong front line. You have 4 frontline champions. Well, Darius can definitely take over the game, but still. Picking Illusion into this early game 80 carry, if you're not able to snowball this early game, you're not going to be able to take over the mid game or the late game. So it will really, really, really come down to whether or not this Lucian gets a hit, as for whether or not Power Friendship will be able to take this game.
Yeah, that's right. Especially when East Coast Plan have so much late game damage, as well as tank shredding, in fact, from the Vayne pick, as well as the Vel'Koz pick, which both do true damage, and quite a lot of damage at that when it comes to late game, when they have all their items and everything. So Power Friendship really just looking to clinch it away in the early game, and East Coast Plan just looking to hold out, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, holding out is not how I would put it. They definitely have tools that where they are able to, come in early on as well. You can definitely look to shut down the Darius early. I mean, you can prioritize your jungle towards the top side a little bit. Once the Darius gets shut down, you basically lower power friendship into a one damage threat composition. So that is definitely something that I will recommend East Coast Plan begin to prioritize here. On the other hand, we also have the Jace. We have the Jace. We have the Vel'Koz, which early game you don't really look for them to do that much damage, but with the amount of poke that they do have in their kits, they can definitely begin whittling down the front line of power friendship, and they definitely can take over some of the lanes on their side as well.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely gonna be able to take over some lanes if played properly. Power friendship going up against East Coast Plan. Now look at these comms, right? Who do you think is gonna take the game?
Who do I think is going to take it? I think this is very clear, just from the champions. It's very clearly in the favor of East Coast Plan because, again, Power Friendship, I don't really like this composition. Again, you don't have sufficient damage for what you are trying to do. You definitely need to rely on this Lucian getting ahead and this Darius possibly taking over the game. Other than that, you don't really have an avenue of winning the game. Meanwhile, on East Coast Plan, you really have a much more balanced composition. I don't think that the players are exactly in the correct roles right now, but it should be a Jace mid, Maokai top, Vel'Koz support. Yeah, you have a lot of damage coming through, and I like that they pick up the very, very tanky front line that is the Maokai in the final pick. So they have a very well-balanced composition. They have a lot of damage. They also have a front line that can peel for a lot of their threats. So overall, East Coast Plan, they are looking pretty good for me.
Yeah, that's right. East Coast Plan as well. If you look at their clan tags, I believe those are called, they change the clan tags, even though the power of friendship apparently doesn't have enough power to change the clan tags.
Yeah, I mean, you got drugs and LCS. What else do you need?
Yes, you could have a POF in there, power of friendship. Unfortunately, though, that's not the case. East Coast Plan, they have that synergy, they have that unity, and I do agree with you as well that the composition looks better. So, again, this is the best of three, of course. So this could be the first game where you kind of test the waters a bit, and maybe Power of Friendship don't want to show everything that they have just yet. That could be the case.
Yeah, one thing I would like to bring up is that, we have actually seen iterations of this Power of Friendship composition. We actually saw something like that yesterday as well, where you pick a very, very tanky front line, and you have your AD carry, and you're just relying on the AD carry to basically pop off and carry. This is something that we've seen KT Rolster do very, very well in the past. However, I don't think in the current meta this is something that you can look to do, especially with the Lucian.
Yep.
He's not one of the strongest AD carries that you are looking to really take over the game. So once again, very questionable for me. It really, really will come down to execution in the early game, and it does look like an uphill battle.
That's right, pretty much an uphill battle for the Power of Friendship here. East Coast Plan, on the other hand, as we mentioned before, so much scaling, and in fact, right, Nunu is something that we don't really see picked at all, but what Nunu offers is just a lot of zone control in the late game, which can help out when Power of Friendship are trying to get to Vayne or to Vel'Koz or to Jace to try to shut down the damage that's coming out from them. Nunu can just press R along with the Maokai R and the Thorns in combination with just the absolute zero that's coming out of Nunu can really just hinder Power of Friendship's ability to reach the back line.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of CC as well coming through for East Coast Plan here, along with poke. So again, very balanced composition. We are going to wait for the 3-minute spectator delay just for a moment, but you have my opinion on who's going to win just based on champions. How about you give me yours?
Yeah, I think East Coast Plan as well because, again, the champions, look at their champions. They have a way to kind of get themselves through the early game and transition into the late game. However, for the side of Power of Friendship, they have the Darius, which is a strong mid game, and Lucian as well, but really nothing to reach that end game, that like second Baron fight, So they really have to take the game before that. If not, they don't really stand a chance.
Yeah, I like that you brought that up. They are on a sort of timer, right? If they don't win by say 23, 24 minutes, that's when it really becomes dire for them. Yeah. It's going to be very difficult for them to pick up the W if the games go over than that. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what both these teams have to come through. Obviously, the champions don't tell the complete story. You always have, the aspect of team play coming in. Which team has more synergy? Which team has practiced more together? And what are the kinds of plays that you can accomplish throughout the map, throughout the game? And you can definitely have a very large party in the bot lane, especially if you bring a lot of TPs.
Oh,
You'll have the global ultimate from the Galio as well on the side of Power of Friendship. So this bot lane, because they want to get the Lucian ahead, I am expecting a very big party to come through in that lane.
Yeah, that's right. And just in that little bit of a second there that we hopped onto Summoner's Rift, you can see that it's actually a Maokai support and a Vel'Koz mid. So how does that shake up the How does that shake up East Coast Plan's comp?
So I like Velko's mid more than Jace mid. I think he does a lot better because you have the angles are better for mid lane than bot lane.
Yes, the trigonometry.
For the trigonometry. Meanwhile, you have the Maokai and the bot side, so
Yeah.
it's slightly tankier against the slightly higher damage threat of the set in the early game. So you have a little bit more tankiness to peel for the Vayne as compared to perhaps the squishy Vel'Koz that doesn't offer much CC. So answering well into Power of Friendship's composition is East Coast Plan right now.
Yep, that's right. We are on Summoner's Rift now, about a minute in, and East Coast Plan just gonna group up together in that bush, stick their head out, get not really much vision. Oh, they did manage to put down a ward in the Pixel Brush, and Noon is just gonna recall, probably hit over to the bot side. We're gonna see some pings for that. On the side of Power of Friendship, things look fairly simple. They actually managed to place a ward in there, and that ward might be effective to determine where Nunu starts, whether Nunu starts at the red buff or at the blue buff.
That's not a good ward because you're never going to walk over there, especially now that East Coast Plan have actually gotten vision over it, so they know the ward is there. They're probably not going to give up the information unless the Nunu for whatever reason decides that going into the river after taking red buff is the best plan of attack for him. But if he goes straight towards the Raptors and then towards blue buff, you're never going to spot out this Nunu. So that ward, the idea is correct, but it's way too shallow to be effective.
Yeah, I'm not too sure we'll reveal him if he's taking the Raptors. I mean, if he kind of carelessly walks over, it might.
Oh, he's not even going to go for it. He's going to go for Crux.
He's just going to take that snowball, drive it over, and there we go. He lands that snowball. Meanwhile, Hecarim starting off at the top side as well. Both junglers going to start at top side and then path towards bottom lane. Hecarim, he's going to start out on that Gromp. Taking a look at the laning items here. Galio, actually I prefer Jace mid, because Galio kind of does well against magic damage. Like
that's true, yeah. Fair enough, the Galio will definitely have a little bit of an edge against the Vel'Koz, but again, it's going to be a range versus melee. And except for the Winds of War, I believe that's what this is called.
Yep.
The Galio doesn't really have any opportunity to really deal with Vel'Koz. So when Vel'Koz is able to just continuously farm up, I think that is a definite possibility for how he wants to play this lane.
Yep, that's right. And something interesting I noticed is that the bot lane set took Conqueror instead of Phase Rush, and Conqueror isn't exactly the optimal choice when you're playing bot lane set, am I correct?
Yeah, Conk is a little weird. You obviously want to take it when you go towards the top side, but I think Phase Rush in the bot lane is much easier for the set when you want to chase down your the enemy bot lane, and really as a set, that's what you want to do. You want to walk at them very menacingly and slam them in the face.
Yeah, that's right. Walk at them very menacingly and slam them in the face. Unfortunately now, probably only has the ability to flash or use Hex Slash. I'm not sure if he took that one to be aggressive. I'm gonna lead that Maokai sapling into the minions there. Currently nothing too much happening. Let's check back in with our junglers though. Hecarim has cleared out his entire top side, taken his red and the Raptors as well, and he's going for the top side Scuttle camp. Nunu on the other hand is actually at the bot side, going for that as well. CS numbers look fairly even right now.
Yeah, and the fact that you saw the Hecarim go start at blue, then move down towards red, then rotate back towards top side. That's a little bit of wasted time. So it does speak to me that he wants to make something happen towards the top side.
And something's happening right now. It's at mid. The will the taunt land. There we go. It lands. Vel'Koz is taunted up. Barry is gonna keep himself alive. But here comes the Nunu train, and one more hit will do the trick. Ocean Gaming goes down, and first blood over to Nunu, and it's not even over yet because here comes the tree in the jungle. How can you not expect the tree to appear in the jungle right now? Hecarim gonna walk back in, but Vel'Koz, while really playing with fire there, keeping himself just barely alive, popping that potion, knowing the limits of his champion. And right now, East Coast Plan, they've picked up 2 kills.
It's, I honestly, that is not knowing the limits of his champion. That's just sheer blind luck that he survived that fight. Honestly, you should not be walking in. Sure, you get the assist. I think that's when you get out.
Yeah, well, Spooth, sorry, you're not going to be able to talk much because here comes the Nunu ball once again into the ball lane. Set taking so much damage. The Haymaker is going to return a lot though. TP's coming down as well. Set is just barely alive. Galio coming in and landing that shutdown. Nunu picking up that double buff, and now the problem is that there's not much damage left on the side of East Coast Plan. They only have the Vayne. They're going to actually lose that trade there, 1 for 2.
Welcome to the party in the bot lane. That's what we predicted when we saw the Lucian, and it's what's coming to fruition. 1-0 and 1 now on this champion. We have to begin looking towards the Lucian, whether or not he's going to be able to accelerate this lead against the 1-0-0 Vayne and possibly help his team accelerate into a win.
That being said, I'm not too sure just how much of a lead the Vayne has, because the turret, the Lucian has managed to recall from that turret there. Yeah, they're still fairly even in goal because the Vayne has the CS lead. for now. But I think the main...
Oh yeah, 1 CS, man.
Yeah, the main...
18 gold.
Okay, the main win actually honestly comes from the Galio here, because I think that he has blue buff, so he's going to be able to clear out waves a lot more efficiently. He's going to be able to poke out the Vel'Koz as well a little bit, and it just makes his laning a little less unpleasant actually.
Yeah, for sure. But right now we are going to see both junglers sort of just take it easy. We're going to split the map a little bit. And they are currently on the respective side. They're actually mirroring each other perfectly right now.
Yeah, that's right.
But the fact that Nunu is pathing towards the bot side, we're already seeing pings of caution coming on the dragon. It does show that, you know, Power Friendship, they do understand that there is a threat that this dragon might be on the table for East Coast plan.
Nunu walked in. He actually starts the dragon before he's able to sweep out the ward, and he's just going to walk away from that one there. Nunu, with the ability to munch on that dragon constantly, definitely has the ability to take it really early on if he manages to clear out the vision. However, that being said, he unfortunately turned on the sweeper, walked over like 2 wards and didn't clear any of them.
Yeah, that's a little interesting, but obviously you're not going to try to take this dragon, especially not against the Lucian, unless you know for a fact that your bot lane has high priority in that lane and is able to keep the Lucian locked down for a little while. But we're going to see a skirmish in the jungle right now.
Yep, that's right. Going to see a skirmish in the jungle.
Yeah,
Nunu coming in with that snowball. Smite going to land. Oh, but the double knockup as well. Now Nunu, he's going to be able to root people, and the laser just fries them, cuts them down. Double kill for the Vel'Koz. They might be able to get the dragon as well.
Yeah, this is absolutely when you do start the dragon. It was a perfect fight coming through for East Coast plan, and it was just a very nice bait and a very nice answer coming through, not only from the Nunu but from the rest of the team as well, making it 2v4 basically within a moment's notice.
Yeah, that's right. Nunu really just rolling in those big snowballs, landing the crucial knockups and the crucial CC, and we just saw how powerful that could be. If no one can reach the Vel'Koz at the back line, he can just press R, stand there, and laugh at his opponents as they just get absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, that's for sure. Meanwhile, we did see the bot side, the bot lane rather, for Power Friendship not really take part in that fight, so they were spending a little bit more time in the bot lane. They didn't really get much of an advantage from that, so it does come down to a little bit of execution or a communication error from Power Friendship. It's well, it's not. It might not be an error. It's a disparity between both these teams, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's real unfortunate for them. They're going to lose out on Cloud Dragon as well as some kills. Meanwhile, just taking a look here, I actually noticed that neither jungler took Predator as well.
We were hyping up Predator, so I was like, hey, you got a buff. Your cooldown buff, you got more damage, and none of them goes Predator for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, Aftershock is okay as well as Conqueror for the Hecarim. That being said, though, Hecarim is buying a Cinderhawk, and I do not like that at all, because you want to try to push the early game damage by getting the Warrior, but yeah, Cinderhawk just isn't the best choice, I feel, for Hecarim.
Yeah, I mean, you got 4 tanky champions, you go for the Cinderhawk, that's not really going to supplement your damage all that much, and again, it's going to be a damage deficit for Power of Friendship just right off the bat because of their draft, and right now, based on the items coming through, you're not really remedying that issue all that much. So it's just going to pile more and more pressure on top of this Lucian and possibly the Darius for them to perform, and right now 0-0 and 0 on this Darius. He's not really in the correct position to take over a game.
Yeah, that's right, not in the correct position to take over the game at all. Just barely holding a 10 CS lead over the Jace, which is to be expected. Also, another thing is that Galio's items are not the most optimal in terms of damage. I mean, he could
support is at top.
Proto Belt. Yeah, that's right, the support is at top. He's going to throw in a sapling. It's going to land the slow on the Darius right now. Do they want this fight? It looks like Darius has popped that ghost. He's ready to go. The hero's entrance is going to come down, land, and knock him on the Maokai, and the Maokai just gets chopped down, destroyed, beheaded. Now Darius is going to continue, force a flash as well. Jace is going to be alright, but meanwhile the jungler is at bottom lane. Final hour has been popped by the Vayne. Lucian is going to be able to walk away just fine, but right now there are 4 members at the top lane. Hecarim going to use that Onslaught of Shadows, re-enter, but there's no more front line left for them. Looks like someone's going to fall. It's going to be Jace, but the Vel'Koz ultimate coming in. There's just enough damage to take the Darius down, but still so many people from ECP falling, and they're going to lose out on this Rift Herald.
Yeah, they weren't properly under turret for that, but they're going to be a dive in the bot.
That's right, they're going to dive the bot lane, condemned into the wall and condemned to death. Tartarsaurus 3 going to go down to Raytia, who's going to pick up that kill.
Yeah, good answer from East Coast Plan in the bot side, picking up the Lucian when they knew 4 members of Power of Friendship were towards the top side. But this does mean that Power of Friendship, they are going to have the Rift Herald. Possibly?
Yes.
They should with Galio moving down as well. But it was a very good setup, right? The idea from East Coast Plan was correct. They wanted to move towards topside with their support to really try to secure this Rift Herald. But unfortunately for them, Power of Friendship with the superior play, bringing up 4 members to counter the 2.
Yep.
They do manage to pick up the proper. They do manage to pick up a favorable fight. They do pick up the objective, and they pick up a few kills as well.
Yeah, that's right. They kind of move that gold lead back a bit, just a bit. They'll be able to use the Rift Herald to take some plating as well. ECP trying to answer in the bot lane, gonna get their Vayne a little more ahead right now, about 10 to 12 CS in terms of gold. Might be able to finish the play of the Ruin King first.
Yeah, definitely looking like could go for that first. We are seeing the boots come through from the Vayne for first item.
Whoa.
A bit of a skirmish in the mid lane, not sure what happened there, but you can see the Nunu is actually trying to invade a little bit, will spot out the Hecarim, just backs away, does not want that fight just yet.
Yeah, he might want it now though, because the rest of his team is there, and Galio is sub 400 health. Yeah, they're not going to find it. They're just going to waste the Galio's time, stop him from recalling, maybe force him to use the teleport if he wants to save the turret, but Nunu's going to just drive that little snowball back into his jungle and just head back to the wolf camp.
Yeah, we are seeing a bit more priority coming through towards the bot side as well again, because the Rift Herald was taken towards top. You really want to secure priority over the bot side. As you can see, the dragon is going to be spawning in about a minute, so we are seeing this lane pushed up. Lucian acting as a little bit of bait, daring the bot lane to come down and try to take him out. The Set and the Hecarim are already waiting in that bush for any possible shenanigans that might be happening, but they are wasting a little bit of time. I'm not sure why they aren't, you know, rotating towards the dragon pit and perhaps placing down a bit of vision, because right now you can see in the river it's completely dark for Power Friendship.
Yeah, they just want to use the Rift Herald and claim some plate gold before it's too late. Right now they're going to be able to get 2 plates from that one. They're going to get Prio on bot as well. However, Nunu has started that snowball, and as we see the camera pan over, he might be finding a fight. Vayne, however, has a wave at the turret. Nunu's taking a lot of damage. Vayne hasn't entered the fight just yet. Gets thrown in, and he's going to go down to the Set. Set just barely alive, but Vayne now on the other side. What are you doing in the middle of 4 people? Actually managing to pick up 1 kill, but again, things looking a little strange for ECP there. The Vel'Koz was not there, and he was not able to do any damage in that fight. However, not spotted out, and there we go. Ocean Gaming actually going to land that knockup. And the Vel'Koz ultimate coming out. Going to pick up 1 kill, the Haymaker. And there we go, the dragon actually secured by POF, and very messy stuff coming out right now.
It was a great mechanical play coming out from the Set to cancel the absolute 0 from the Nunu. Definitely could have done a lot more damage if that had actually went off, but in the end, it is going to be a 1 fight for the side of Power of Friendship. They are beginning to pick up a bit of a lead, about 200 gold right now. Nothing to write home just about, but they are answering ECP all pretty well, and they are picking up favorable fights across the map.
Yeah, but honestly, this gold lead might be a little deceiving, because if you look at the kill score and everything, the question is, who is the gold on? And right now, the gold for the side of ECP, it's on Vel'Koz, it's on Vayne, it's on the important people. The deficit, yes, exists, but it's on the support. Look at that. The Maokai difference from the Set is about 1,000-ish, and the top lane has a slight deficit of about 400 gold as well, but these are not the people that ECP are going to be looking at in the late game to carry the game. And right now, Vel'Koz with that 1k lead, Vayne with that about 700 lead, those are the people who ECP are going to be happy to have the gold lead on.
Yeah, and the Maokai, like you said, not really leading all that gold. He's a CC bot. He's going to be CC bot the entire game. And yeah, I really like that they've been able to prioritize the gold onto the correct players. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if y'all caught that, but on Power of Friendship, most of the gold is actually equalized on all of the champions. So we aren't going to be seeing Lucian take over the game just by gold lead. We're going to have to see that, I would like to see that accelerated on this champion instead of distributing it equally amongst everyone. Because honestly, the Hecarim and the Galio, they don't need all this much gold right now, and so is the Set. The Set looks like he's going for a little bit of offensive build. You can see a Phage already coming through from him as well. Yeah,
that's right. Actually, it looks like he's going to complete that Triforce because he has the 2 daggers as well, which is something they don't really see on support Set. I would like to think support Set goes more for the dead man's plate, so you can run at people, punch them, and then catch them out.
He took the Conqueror because he was going to play top lane Set as support. This is 5-hit, but there's going to be a fight.
Yeah, that's right. A fight coming out. Maokai is isolated, and Maokai is just going to be going down. Vayne getting thrown away from the rest of the team. However, and now she's isolated once again. 2 more kills going to go over to POF.
Yeah, POF picking up 2 kills very, very quickly on the board with smart rotations, great macro play, and great reliance on each other. And right now, this bot lane is beginning to look like it might begin to fall apart for the side of ECP. If they take this turret, it might be worse. and they will.
Yes, they will take this turret here. ECP, their plan clearly didn't involve POF sending 4 members down to bot lane. They're going to lose the first turret right now, and Lucian is going to start to claw back that lead.
Oh.
Yeah, top lane stuff. I don't know if this can actually happen here. Dare's doing a fair amount of damage to the skies, however, coming down, and that's a lot of damage. Will that Q lead? It will heal Dare's up just by a bit, and right now Dare's is actually gonna stay alive. The shock blast not even enough to take him down, and this is not something that you want to see if you're ECP right now. You don't want to gank top lane and just end up dying and not even being able to find a kill back.
Yeah, you absolutely hit the nail on the head right there. East Coast plan, they wanted to look for an answer towards the top side, but diving a Darius is not the best thing you want to do right now.
Ooh, yeah, but a lot of damage, however, from the Vel'Koz. But there we go. Galio's going to be able to walk away with a sliver of health, and that is really unfortunate. He's just going to walk in there, bait the Vel'Koz in just a little bit more. Vel'Koz still has that flash and the barrier as well if he wants to try anything fancy. But for now, Galio is able to withstand the burst from the Vel'Koz, and right now this East Coast plan starts to look like a no plan.
Yeah, there are like 15 health remaining on the Galio. That's an absolute tilter there in the mid lane, but you know, East Coast plan, they just have to stay strong. You're gonna begin to see, you know, Power of Friendship pick up some of the tankier items on their team. They're gonna begin to withstand these blows much easier, and it will take a little bit more of a cohesive team effort than we've seen from ECP to make this go.
Yep.
Get this going.
Okay. That right there is also no plan. Look at that set. Using the exhaust on the Vel'Koz, thinking that he could solo kill him somehow, or maybe they wanted to draw in the Galio, but the Galio has no ultimate either. So, yeah, set kind of strange stuff right there. Rift
and
Herald
this is a 5-man rotation to secure the Rift Herald. They don't have priority over the top side, but they should be able to take this just by sheer numbers alone. Actually, I may stand corrected, as we are going to see POF puff up towards here. They might look for a fight to contest.
Yeah, but they have no set right now, so it's going to be a 4v5. Yeah, whoa, look at this. Hecarim going to use the Onslaught Shadows, but now the Vel'Koz is in trouble. He's going to use that barrier, going to use that flash, but it's not enough. And the Rift Herald, I believe, was stolen away. Lucian managed to secure that one. Vayne going to go in for a 1v1 with the Lucian. Who is going to take this one? Vayne will take this one. The rest of the team is alive as well. At POF, they go down, but they managed to somehow steal away that Rift Herald.
Yeah, delayed Ace coming through for ECP. It's going to be a 4-for-2, I believe, at the back end of that fight. And you are absolutely correct. The Rift Herald did get stolen by POF. It is currently on the Galio. It will come down to who's going to be able to take that, but ECP say screw it. You take my Rift Herald, we'll take your kills, and we're going to go take the Dragon.
That's right, they managed to secure an Ocean Dragon. Bump themselves up a notch here with that regeneration. Going to be super useful as well with the Nunu, and whoa. Look at that there. Jace may not have a goal lead, but it's still enough to take the set out instantly.
Yeah, set dying in the mid lane, going back to base on the grey screen, returning to mid lane and instantly dying again. This is what unfortunate play is made of. They're not going to be securing the mid lane tier 1 tower. Instead, they're just going to back away, buy some items, and reset on the map.
And that's right. Let's take stock of the situation right now. Vel'Koz looking super strong with that Ludens and the Oblivion Orb as well. Standard mage items to just deal tons of damage. Darius picking up that Black Cleaver as well. And Galio going for the Rod again, something that I don't like. As Rift Herald's actually summoned down here in the mid lane. Just not even able to take the turret right now.
Yeah, that was a wasted opportunity for the Rift Herald. This mid lane is not something that POF have shown that they are, you know, adept at playing. They've really sort of fumbled a little bit in their plays around the mid lane, but elsewhere on the map they've actually been doing pretty well. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about again the items, because we are seeing what looks to be a Triforce come through for the Hecarim soon, and I'm not sure why you will go for that. It looks like you're going for Cinder Hulk into Triforce, which is a tank item, into a little bit more of a damaging item, so it doesn't really make all that sense for a cohesive play.
Might have to hold that though, because look at this. Darius has popped the Ghost and he's going to try to run around. However, he just gets hit up so much by the Vel'Koz. Thankfully for him, he has a little horse to help him out. He's going to be able to pick up that kill and he's going to be able to walk out alive.
Maybe they should just stop giving resources to this Darius. I mean, he was 0 and 0 until they began throwing resources to try to shut him down, but the execution when it comes to these plays at the top side have not really been that clean for ECP. Vayne might... Now, Vayne's not going to try it. He's just sit in this bush for a little bit. But yeah, this Darius is beginning to get fed just off the backs of ECP playing really badly towards the top side.
Yeah, that's right. ECP, technically right. Bot lane on the red side is the east coast of Summoner's Rift, right? If you look at that, right? So maybe that's why they're doing better at the bot side. Because they do have an east coast plan, but they don't have a plan for the top lane.
I don't know how to say that. Honestly, I just don't know how to say that. But we are going to see the Baron respawning in about 10 seconds right now. There should be a bit of vision line already existing on the side of East Coast Plan, but POF, they are looking like they're giving this area a little bit more priority. They might want to try to put down a few wards as well.
Yeah, that's right. And one more thing is that Vayne has 2 items needed to do damage. Has that Blade of the Rune King, has that Gwynsus. So, gonna become a pretty big threat in these late team fights right now as we approach this 20-minute mark. And I remember what you said, if POF cannot win by 24 minutes, then they're gonna lose.
I still stand by that statement. You can see that, you know, again, the kills are equalized throughout the side of POF, and I would think the goal will be as well. So right now, the Lucian's not really doing all that much work in terms of carrying for the team, and this really speaks to a dire situation for the side of POF. They have to really get this composition going. If not, they're just going to begin falling flat on their face. Like, sure, you can survive a bunch of your fights in the late game just because you're going to be tanky, but you're not going to be able to really kill the enemy team. The reason why they've been able to do so is, number one, very cohesive team play in the early game, and number two, the fact that they did pick up the early Infernal Drake to buff their damage stats early on. But once this timer begins to tick over 25 minutes, that's just going to be so much more difficult for them to execute on.
Yeah, that's right, Vel'Koz. Unfortunately gonna miss out on some farm there. Doesn't exactly calculate the trigonometry, but he's gonna recall, and I'm sure he's gonna be coming back with some pretty decent items. Maybe we might see either a completed Morello or perhaps a blasting wand. Yep, there we go. So getting himself ready for the next fight, which will probably be around the dragon, which is coming up in maybe a minute or two. Baron is up as well. His vision being secured right now by the side of the East Coast Plan as they start planning for the dragon.
Yeah, planning for the dragon, putting down a bunch of wards right now. You can see that there is obviously a bit of disparity over the priority of warding between these two teams. We've seen East Coast Plan really be a lot more proactive than POF in terms of warding these objectives. Sure, POF, they've placed a lot of deep wards, they've got a lot of deep vision, but they don't really have vision on the objective itself. So when it gets started, it's very difficult for them to know just what the health level of the objective is. They don't know if they can go in for the steal.
Yeah, that's right. And just speaking of vision, it is an ocean dragon, so there are more bushes, so they need even more vision to compensate for that. Right now, you can just see, like, for example, that bush right there. They don't know, and now they're going to walk in, and they're going to get caught out. There we go. I just said it like 5 seconds ago, and Sek going to use that ultimate, but he's just going to die midway through. Another pick and another dragon, probably.
Yep, amazing call. Good stuff, my friend. As the ECP, they do begin to start the dragon.
Yep,
and this set, he's not really having a good day right now.
Oh, Hecarim popping that ghost, gonna go in for the onslaught shadows, but not gonna go for that dragon. However, Vayne has just been deleted, and right now Jace is in the middle of everyone. So is the Nunu gonna pop that absolute zero. Is there gonna be enough coming out from it? No damage, however, because he's a tank. And Vel'Koz, meanwhile, off the side is being chased off. And so far, POF have managed to find 3. They're gonna find 4, and right now they're gonna let that Nunu escape, just being satisfied with the 4 kills, but that's something that you don't want to be seeing right now if you're East Coast Plan.
Yep, and right now POF, they are going to run straight to the Baron buff. They might actually pick this up without any contest. It's going to be quite a little bit of time before ECP get back on the map. And the Nunu is nowhere near to try and contest. You can see the Galleys already in the backline to ward off any potential threats. And yeah, Baron looks like it's going to be going over freely to the side of POF.
Yep, that's right. Going to use that Blast Cone, and that's Nunu's last hope of getting over the wall. This is going to be a Baron for POF.
Yeah, for sure. And it does come off the back of the fight that was pretty disastrous for the side of ECP. Ideally, in this composition where you have a Vayne and you have a front line, you want to play front to back. But right now, what we are seeing is POF be able to really split up the fight and go for a bit of a run around, right? They basically chase down everyone, make it very difficult for you to create that proper front to back fight, and they just sort of shut down what ECP was trying to do around the Baron, the Dragon Pit rather.
Yeah, that's right. It's just very messy stuff right now because that's what POF is going to excel at with this comp. Right now, if you are ECP, your plan is to be able to create some space for the Vayne and Vel'Koz to do damage. But if you look at that previous fight, Vel'Koz was off at the corner getting beaten up. Vayne just deleted instantly. That's not the plan.
Yeah, and we are seeing that Darius beginning to really begin to take over the game. This is when he is around the strongest point. He did just finish his two major items. He is going to go for a bit of a tankier build right now, so they're just going to make him harder and harder to kill. And right now 6-2 and 4, there's a 450 gold bounty on him already. It could begin to get difficult to really deal with him. The composition right now is no longer centered around Lucian. It's centered around the Darius.
Yeah, that's right. The Darius 6, 2, and 4 with a pretty hefty lead over the Jace right now, who is going to be in bot lane just trying to wave clear. Things still looking very possible for either team to win right now. That Baron take, I would say, just kind of extended the timer for POF until, I would say, 28 minutes or maybe the next Baron.
Yeah, for sure. We will have to rely on the next few objectives, because if ECP, they begin to fumble these objective takes a little like what we did see around the Dragon Pit, it could begin to stack up against their favor. And right now POF, they're just beginning to capitalize on the original fight there, and they are pushing down the mid lane. We have to see how much of an advantage they might pick up from the Baron, because right now I believe they are about 5k in the lead.
Yep. That's right, Baron. Really, once you get it, you need to see how much you can actually get right now. And ECP are still in a position, I would say, to win a team fight if they play it properly, but only if they play it properly right now.
Yeah, they have a setback a little bit, right? They have to look for fights where they are able to fight on their terms, really. Yeah. They want a front and back, they want the Vel'Koz and the Vayne to be safe behind the tanky front line of the Nunu and the Maokai, but right now it's not really happening because POF have been able to disrupt all these fights and really bring the court over to their side, right?
Yeah. Bring the ball over to their court.
That's what I was trying to say, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Close enough, Spoots.
I tried.
Yeah. They're gonna be walking and sieging up this mid lane right now. I believe it's 4-man strong gal. They're gonna split push in the bot lane. Has the hero's entrance, has the teleport as well. POF are gonna be able to claim this turret. Are they gonna be able to break open the base? However, yeah, their Baron's gone, so that's not gonna be happening.
Yeah, Baron is in fact gone right now, and it is gonna be about a 6k gold lead for POF right now, but they are gonna turn it around towards the bot side.
Yep, that's right. Nunu just gonna drive a snowball in to clear the wave out. Poke coming out from Jace and from Vel'Koz, actually doing a fair amount, and I think that's what ECP needs to do. They need to poke out their opponents right now, because ECP, they have 2 Ocean Dragons, POF, they have none. So ECP are definitely going to be able to poke them out more. Vel'Koz unable to get the blue. That's a bit of a feels bad. Oh, but they're recalling and Dragon is coming up soon. So ECP should move in right now and get some vision.
Yeah, keep in mind the longer the game goes, the stronger ECP's compositions gets compared to POF's. Yes, that's what I meant to say. So if they are able to just continue dragging this game out, this 6k gold lead is just going to sort of fade away into memory. It's just going to make less and less of a difference in the upcoming fight. So if they do what they're basically doing now, they're not looking for any confrontations, they're just slowly farming up CS and hoarding a bit of gold on the Vayne, on the Vel'Koz. That's all they have to do. If they're able to stall this out just a little bit more, perhaps in about 10 minutes, they can look for a favorable fight. But right now, because of the 6k gold deficit and the fact that this Dragon is going over to the side of POF, most likely...
Yeah, that's right.
Oh no.
Might just be the case. But however, Jace teleported to the mid lane, and where is that Vayne? That Vayne is being peeled for actually and able to take down the Hecarim. That's the jungler. That's important. Nunu falls as well. Look at that Jace. He's going to jump on and he's actually going to take out Tartar Sauce, and that is the Lucian. However, Darius is still full health and he's going to go straight over the wall. And where is the Vayne? Vayne is still barely alive and Vayne is now down. And Darius, he's going to pick up a triple kill right there. And they're not even going to go for the Ocean Dragon. They're going to disregard that. They want to get that inhibitor turret.
Yeah, spending way too much time trying to go for the Dragon. Just as I say, all you have to do is farm up a little bit. You are the one with the Dragon advantage. They only have an Infernal Dragon. It doesn't matter if they get an Ocean Dragon right now or not. You should not be contesting that, and that is your fault. Why did you go for the objective? You're gonna pay for it with your inhib.
Yep, that's right. They pay that hefty price of the inhibitor. Ocean Gaming just gonna punch that one as ECP respawn, and now they need to rethink what they're doing, because the thing is, the Dragon is up. They might go for round 2.
Please don't go for round 2. You already scuffed the first one. The second one isn't really gonna do much in your favor. Actually, I think the first fight actually went heavily in their favor already, because the fact that Vayne was in the back line along with the Vel'Koz, and it still didn't go all that well because the front line, they just died too quickly to the Darius, and the Darius flashed over the wall, was able to pick up both the remaining kills as well. Now, they are the ones in priority over the Dragon. I don't expect POF to just sit idly by. I think they know they are an advantage. If ECP begin the Dragon, there's gonna be a fight for sure.
Yep, there we go. Keep your eyes on the Darius. Keep your eyes on the Vayne. Those are the main members. The Maokai ultimate coming out. And there we go. Hecarim gonna go straight in. But the smite is landed by the Nunu. There we go. The Ocean Soul is in ECP's property. And now how many members of POF are going to fall? Keep your eyes on the Darius. He's just gonna be dunking away. But Vayne is still alive. Vayne went golden. Is Vayne gonna be able to take the Darius down? They're gonna be able to kite him out. Oh my goodness. The heal's coming out. And that's gonna be a quadra kill. Now is he gonna be able to get that pentakill? I told you to keep your eyes on the Darius. He's not going to get that pentakill, but they're still going to pick up the ace. And they might actually just be able to end the game.
Yeah, they absolutely should be able to end the game right now. There is too much of a long timer on the side of ECP. Sure, they picked up the dragon, but they're going to give away their base for it. You would think that, hey, they pick up the Ocean Soul. That's basically the best soul in the game. They could look for their fight, and it did really look good at the start of it. But unfortunately for them, their initial scuffed plays towards the top side did get the Darius far enough ahead that he is now able to just take over the game and take the Nexus.
Yep, that's right. Alright, clarity on the Darius. 13, 2, and 6. Absolutely the MVP of this game. And the power of friendship prevail over the East Coast plan.
Yeah, at least for game 1. This Darius did immense work. This is the second time we've seen this Darius pop off. The first time was last week. He did play very proactively, but this week just gets on my nerves because he didn't really do all that well in the early game. It was the fact that, you know, the enemy team gave so many resources, tried to dive the Darius on the tower that really gave him that lead and allowed him to snowball into this humongous W for the side of Power of Friendship.
Yeah, that's right. Honestly, again, not really being proactive in the early game. No ganks up on that top side right now. Kind of ignored until the point where the Nunu started going over. And usually it's when your jungler comes, then you start to go ahead and build a lead. On the other hand, it was the enemy jungler that came over, and then they had a lead.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. I mean, you go for the gank, you fail the gank, you try again, you try and try again. It's just sunk cost fallacy, right? You think you can take down the Darius, but unfortunately you cannot. And you can see that overall, ECP, they played basically how we expected them to. They have a lot of damage from their main carries, but on the side of Power of Friendship, it is the Darius story over and over again. It's not this Lucian. Lucian did a bunch of damage, we'll give it to him, but he's the AD carry. If he did less damage than the Galio, I would be very disappointed.
Yes,
but it's Darius. It is this champion that carried them over the finish line, kicking and screaming, and they're gonna pick up game number 1.
Yep, that's right. But it is only game number 1, so for the East Coast plan, they need to go and check out and see, you know, whether their Summoner's Rift plan is going to work out or not for them. They definitely need to find an answer to this Darius. They need to find a way to not feed Darius.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, you know that the Darius might actually be picked again next game. You might actually just go for the ban. I think you can actually afford the ban over to the Darius. But if you're not able to do so, I think you really quickly go onto the internet. You type in Darius counters into Google. You take the first result and you whack him into the game. Because honestly, this Darius, you answered him well in the early game. I think it just came down to very, very bad execution again in the mid game that really allowed him to pop off.
Yeah, that's right. We saw so many fights where Darius somehow was able to get onto the back line, and by the time that they managed to peel him off, it was at the point where he could start chopping down that front line, just chopping away at the Maokai and the Nunu, ending them before really they had enough time to peel for their Vayne and their Vel'Koz.
Yeah, and absolutely. And Spectre Knight, it doesn't look like you are securing that W just yet. You gotta try harder. Maybe you're gonna take this to the third game before you get the W. They're definitely making you work for it. But right now, I think we should be going for a bit of a break. When we come back, it will be game number 2 of Power of Friendship versus the East Coast Plan. Don't go anywhere.
JBL presents the sounds of victory. sound matters.
You got the best of me. You got the best of me. When I call her,
JBL presents the sounds of victory.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Campus Legends 2020. We are the TB qualifiers, and right now we're watching Power of Friendship go up against East Coast Plan. In the previous game, Power of Friendship managed to kind of snowball their Darius somehow to the point that he nearly got a pentakill, and they managed to close out the game against the more late game East Coast Plan comp. East Coast Plan comp, yes, that's right.
East Coast comp plan.
East Coast
plan
comp
Coast East
plan.
plan.
I mean, their plan was the comp, so technically,
Okay.
East Coast comp kind of works out as well. Anyway, I'm Gerard's Artist, and this is Poods, and
And this is our tissue box.
yeah, this is our tissue box.
They moved the
That's right.
camera up, now you can see the tissue box.
Better hide that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
carry on.
yes. So maybe we were talking a little bit about what East Coast Plan can do better in this next game right now, but maybe we want to talk a bit more about that as well. So.
Honestly, I think it did come down to the jungler. I spoke to Spectre Knight, he knows this. I told him to go and flame his jungler a little bit because honestly, he just did some questionable plays towards the top side. And honestly, that should not happen. You just leave your top laner. Jace beats Darius handily. He was beating Darius handily. You just go in and screw it all up for him. So I want to see better play, cohesive play from all of these players. I think going towards the top side when your top laner was already winning and trying to interlane. Obviously, that was not the plan, but the execution fell flat, right? That's obviously not what you want to do. So I would like to see a little bit more focus around the mid and bot side of the lane because he's already shown that he knows how to gank for both these lanes to success. So I want to see more of that and just leave your top laner to be because honestly he did great in that game up until the mid game.
Yeah, of course, up until the mid game. And personally, for me, I'm still not satisfied with Power of Friendship's comp. I still want to see some late game from them. I mean, honestly, to me, that was kind of a fluke that managed to happen right there. That 28 minutes into the game, they were still able to win a team fight. It really came down to just superior execution, but I don't think you want to leave that up to chance. So I would say pick a late game carry in at least either the mid lane or the bot lane, so you can kind of transition, you know, away from the mid game Darius power into this late game, whether it's like Kaisa or Vayne or whatever. But we're getting into Champions Select right now, and we're already in, and yeah, there we go. We see Power of Friendship are listening to me. They picked Vayne.
Oh, they picked Vayne. Alright, they picked the Vayne this time. They are going to ban away the Wukong, the Aphelios, as well as the Kassadin. So they're banning away some of the late game team fight options from the side of East Coast Plan. And East Coast Plan, listen to us. They banned the Darius. No Darius this time. However, it does open up the Volibear. Now, Volibear is very strong in the top side as well. In the previous patch, the main draw towards the champion was the fact that he had no losing matchups. I believe he got a little bit of a nerf. So he should be slightly weaker now. But overall, we will still have to see. On East Coast Plan, we are going to see the Ezreal, Trundle, and the Echo. Nerfs coming in from Ezreal, for Ezreal and the Trundle, making them slightly weaker as well. So, not sure what's happening. But interestingly, Spectre Knight has decided to take things into his own hands. He subbed himself into the mid lane.
Yeah, that's right. Your friend Spectre Knight. So, tell me a little about him. You know, what does he like to do?
He likes to run around them. He likes to play on Smurfs and he likes to stomp on everybody.
I see.
This is a man who has solo killed RSG Raven before.
Wow.
In the mid lane on this Echo. So this is definitely a pick that you want to watch out for, and he can definitely take over the game if he's able to get going early. Now, Ocean Gaming on the other side, both these players know each other. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
So picking the Lissandra in the mid lane could prove to be their benefit because, again, you can shut down the Echo if he's not able to ult early enough. So it could definitely be a counter pick in the mid.
Yep, that's right. With the amount of CC that Power of Friendship have, they can definitely stop this Echo. They can just Frozen Tomb into the root, into the stun from Volibear or Condemn or something. And by that time, he'll have gone down. He has no chance to corner break out. So really it comes to knowing the cooldowns of these things. If you're Echo, right now, Spectre Knight, as you mentioned, he was able to solo kill Raven. So what can he not do?
Absolutely. Now, on the others, interestingly enough, for us at East Coast Plan, they do ban the Yuumi. Obviously, Ezreal Yuumi is one of the stronger stronger bot lane duos we've seen in previous few patches, but now with the nerfs coming in from both Ezreal and the Yuumi, I think this has really gone down a lot in priority. Certainly, you shouldn't be picking Yuumi with anyone that isn't a Ezreal or the Garen, but is this gonna be a Garen?
Okay.
It's foolproof. It works in solo queue.
Yep.
He's gonna take the Garen. Obviously, Lingerie is a AD carry main, so picking up the foolproof Garen could be proving to be their benefit.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Why would you ban out Yuumi if you're playing Garen? Come on, Garen Yuumi is the tried and tested, true peak of League of Legends right there.
Yeah, on the side of East Coast plan, right, you have this composition that I think would really benefit from having a Yuumi.
Yeah.
I think you would agree, because you have a lot of champions that would just like to run at you.
Yep.
So banning the Yuumi here is a little interesting for me, but on the other side, Power of Friendship, they do pick up the Mordekaiser and the set. So 2 tanky members. Once again, interested to see whether or not Hayasaka will take this set, play him in a top style
lane,
in the support role. That is very questionable that we saw in the previous game. Definitely did not have the best showing. So possibly you just go for the support build this time. I think that would do much better.
Yep, take Phase Rush, take Inspiration, take that Hex Flash as well so you can engage more on the set and rush Dead Man's Plate. And East Coast plan, they're going to have a very fast set running at them. Yeah, if he's able to catch out anyone, they might just be able to take them down, because Power of Friendship right now, they have a very powerful catch comp in my opinion. They have Set, they have Lissandra. If they can find someone, they can CC chain them until they basically take them out of the fight before the fight even begins.
Yeah, certainly. Not only the Lissandra, when you see Lissandra, that's obviously, you know, okay, this is a pick comp. We're gonna go for picks, right? But not only can you pick off one person in Lissandra in a set, you can pick someone off as well with the Mordekaiser ultimate.
That's right, of
so
course.
that's 2 members right off the map for Power of Friendship if they execute this composition properly. And for the side of East Coast plan, you don't really have many answers to that. So you have a bit of peel coming in from the Thresh and possibly the Trundle Pillar.
Yep.
But for the rest of them, aside from a parallel convergence, which, let's be real, it's a little hard to land, it could be very difficult for them to really lock down any of Power of Friendship's members.
Yeah, that's right. So I think East Coast Plan's plan, great.
Oh man.
East Coast Plan's plan is to just try to kite back using that Ezreal Arcane Shift, using that Echo to
Which
try
did
to
get
pick,
nerfed.
Yeah, which did get nerfed, unfortunately, and try to get that Echo to maybe be able to pick people off from the side, try to get a flank, maybe with the Garen as well, which notably as well, they haven't traded their champions, and last game, Retier played AD carry, and now he's playing Garen.
A bit of a role swap coming through from East Coast plan. This is very interesting, but like I said, Lingerie is an AD carry main. I don't think... I went through his match history earlier.
Okay.
He didn't really get many Ezreal games, but I could be wrong. Could definitely do pretty well on this Ezreal. But again, Ezreal Thresh is not a lane that you really look towards to carry, because Ezreal is a very passive AD carry, right? Thresh, meanwhile, is someone that you look to in a kill lane. Ezreal's not a kill lane AD carry. So this lane is a bit of a mismatchup between both these bot lane members, and it could prove to be a bit of a deficit for the side of East Coast plan. But meanwhile, I think we really have to look towards these solo laners, because again, if Spectre Knight doesn't pop off and carry this game, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. And in the top side, Garen, he can basically do the same thing as Darius. Can just pop off, can just take over the game. If you give him a few early kills, he can become that huge threat that you cannot kill, and he just, you know, he whacks you over and over again. And he spins you, and he whacks you with the sword as he spins, and then you die.
Yeah, that's right. Garen is basically Darius without mana. So he can just run in there. Darius can spin once, Garen can spin for 3 seconds.
So clearly, Garen has 3 times the chance of winning.
Ah, yes, that's right. Because he can spin thrice. Yeah, he's going to just be a huge Beyblade, hopefully. But then again, Mordekaiser can use that ultimate to isolate Garen. And here's the thing about Mordekaiser. Sometimes you use your ultimate to pick people off, and sometimes you just use it to get people out of the fight for a few seconds.
Exactly.
Because if you remove one of these frontline kind of tanks that the East Coast plan have, it just makes it a lot easier for Power of Friendship to find the squishy people, to find the Ezreal, to find the Echo, and maybe just, you know, isolate them and get them out. And then by the time that Garen comes back and he's ready to spin everyone, everyone's dead.
That's very nice theory crafting. Obviously, we have to see whether or not they'll come to fruition. Plans don't always go to plan. Hang on a minute. Ah, no! It's happening again!
Yes, that's right. I don't know how many times we've said plan.
Plan.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna say plan ever again in my life.
Alright, sure. So what's the plan?
What's the plan?
There we go. Got it. Got him.
Alright, okay. I've ran through the competitions already. I would like your take on who might be coming up on top in this game. Will there be a third game?
Will there be a third game? I would be inclined to say yes, because to me the only reason why POF won the previous game was because they managed to snowball their Darius. But now going up against the Garen, I don't think that's going to happen unless we see more questionable dives. And once again, you've been hyping up this man, Spectre Knight, the entire time. Even before the cast started, you were telling me about how he's like, oh, I'm not going to sub in because we already got the W. And
He's
well,
gonna id me, isn't he? He's gonna id me. He's
well,
gonna id me.
for East Coast plan's sake, I certainly hope not. I think they might be able to clinch this one back, especially considering they have the Echo right now, who can just go on Vayne and kind of delete Vayne. Vayne can press R, Vayne can tumble and everything, but you can't do that if you already did.
Can't do that if you already did. Death is the best CC, like
Yep,
they used to
that's
say. And yeah, definitely looking forward to how both these teams play. Obviously, we saw a few execution errors in the previous game. That's the main thing that we've been harping on. But on the side of Power Friendship, they've already remedied some of their flaws. The draft mainly. They have a more well-balanced composition now going into it. It's more of a pick comp. And yeah, now it just remains to see whether or not ECP will be the ones who will remedy their issues once we get in the game.
Yep, that's right, and we are actually in game right now. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. This is match point, technically, for POF. So if they can clinch this one, they're going to move on. Stakes are high, and whoa, look at that there. Yep,
They got the goal.
10 goal, there we go. That's the lead that we need.
Absolutely, that is the lead that we need. Now, not sure. Well, he's gonna back on the ward, so there's gonna be a missing Volibear. They're not gonna have information on that champion now. But yeah, we are seeing that ward again. The ward that is super shallow in the enemy team's jungle. Not sure why they put it there. It's not gonna give you all that much information. It's just a little questionable for me.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't actually pay attention to whether there was any vision given over
However,
the previous game.
on the side of POF, they haven't actually gotten any deep wards for themselves, even though they saw a lot of people reveal top side to take out that ward. POF, they didn't move towards the bot side to put down a deep put down deep vision to try to spot out the enemy team jungler. So this is just a little funky early game for me. Perhaps none of them really expect the threat
Yeah,
for
look
these
at
junglers.
that ward there actually from ECP. It kind of will show the Volibear if the Volibear opts to take the Krugs. And the thing is that he had no idea about that. He's going to walk and actually sweep. But here's the thing, I mean, even if you sweep, technically the vision is given.
No, he's not going. He's going for the cheese.
He's going for that cheese right there. Garen,
Here we go.
he's going to get shut down. Wait, yeah. Oh, nope.
Where's the cheese?
Wait, where is Volibear? Is he counter jungling? No, he's just there. The bear is in the bush.
The cheese.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we see the Volibear in his natural habitat,
Onward.
the bush. However, Garen's natural habitat is also the bush, but Garen, he's going to pop that Q. Is the stun going to be coming out? There we go. There is no pullback from the Mordekaiser just yet, but he has leveled up, and that was important there, forcing the flash away for Waitier.
That's a little who stole my cheese for a moment there. That's an inside joke for TP. TP guys will understand, represent. But yeah, they do manage to force the flash coming in from the Garen. So that's going to be a very easy champion to gank now. Obviously, Garen not with many dashes. Obviously, only with the speed buff from the Q.
Yep.
It's not going to be able to run away from hard CC. So definitely we'll be looking towards his top lane. Whether or not this Volibear will come for a revisit, definitely a possibility that he could do so.
Yeah, and not only that, but look at Waitier's summoner spells. Man took Ignite.
Man's an absolute chat. He wants to go in.
But the problem is that now he has no teleport to get back to the lane. So because of this, he's basically
It's actually not that bad because you can see that the waves didn't crash into the tower.
Yeah, that's true, but because of that, it allows Mordekaiser to kind of cheat a recall if he wishes.
He's not gonna do it.
Not actually gonna do it. He's gonna just walk in and do some harassing. Gonna start trying to stop Waitier from doing anything with that Ignite right now. Has the advantage in top lane, so I think he should be just fine. Moving back over to where our junglers are.
Yep.
Trundle is in the bot side, has used the sweeper clear out vision right now, but the Echo is helping out with that.
I don't think they know Echo's here.
Yeah, Volibear, he's just gonna pop that. Yeah, he's gonna take note that the Trundle is there, gonna be able to get that Scuttle Crab. But the thing is that Volibear has not responded by going up and taking the other Scuttle Crab.
Yeah. The Skull Crab deficit just 1 right now. It's not too big of a deal, but obviously with the interesting cheese that we saw towards the top side, what is a big deal is that Trundle has a significant CS lead.
Yep, that's right. He has doubled the CS. And Volibear's finally moving back up to the top lane right now.
He made it. And this is a little good for the Volibear, right?
Yep.
Because if you're able to, communicate towards your top laner, say, let the Garen push a little bit, the Garen again. Doesn't have flash. Could go for that gank once again, but he is going to go to the mid lane where the Echo is pushed up.
Yep, that's right. Will your man Spectre Knight be able to make it out of this one alive? Parallel Convergence is going to come down. Nice sidestep and stunned there by Ocean Gaming, but Spectre Knight, he's going to be able to stay alive. He flashes out, has that bonus movement speed. He's fine. He's out of here.
Yeah, but there is another flash blown. Not any kills coming in from the side of Serenel on the Volibear, but these ganks have been good in the sense that they have blown a lot of summoner spells. Now the TP being forced to expend by the Echo to prevent any sort of freeze in the mid.
Yeah, that's right. I just want to talk a bit about the pathing of the junglers right now. Because I believe this happened in the previous game as well, but the jungler for POF kind of just likes to walk loops around his jungle. So there are many times he walks past camps that are already taken.
So this is the thing, right? It's not very efficient jungling, but both of these junglers I've actually seen in this game have been doing that, just been going back and forth and back and forth. It's been very interesting, and I think one of the issues in the previous few minutes was that, you know, he wasn't expecting the Skull Crab at bot side to be taken by the Trundle. There was just a bad read on where the Trundle was. Possibly he was expecting that Skull Crab to be up. And the fact that it wasn't forced him to make the entire loop back towards top side to take that Scuttle Crab, and that really just messed with his pathing too much to be recovered from. And with this reset now on the map and going towards the bot side, I would like to see a little bit more efficient pathing now that you've had a reset.
Yeah, that's right. Volibear actually opting for the press the attack, and so is the Trundle, so not gonna go for the sustain of the Conqueror, more for the burst that exists when you proc that press the attack. Vayne as well has pressed the attack. Previous round we saw Vayne taking Hail of Blades. And yep, that's right, fights happen in Spectre Knight. He is level 6, he's gonna force a flash there. The hook, unfortunately missing out. The pillar just gonna stop the set for just a second. Lissandra gonna place down a critical ward there, which Spectre Knight is gonna be able to clear out. But the dragon has been started, it's dropped to about 3,000 health right now. Keep your eyes on the Volibear. Both junglers are level 4, both of them are gonna be able to smite it down. But Lissandra coming in with that claw right now, and ECP, they're kind of forced into the pit, and Lissandra flashing in, getting that 3-man root. Keep your eyes on that dragon. It is stolen away by the Volibear, and now how many members of ECP are going to fall? Oh, look at that chrono break. It does so much damage right there, landing on like 3 people, but right now Ezreal and Trundle, they're kind of trapped in the pit, and Echo with no mana. He's not going to be able to do anything, and Spectre Knight, he walks back in just to get caught out once again, uses that E to dash over the wall, just had barely enough mana for that one. And disaster.
And once again, this is something that we've seen ECP struggle with. It is the fight around the dragon, but in the top side is going to be a bit of skirmish. Now we're fine. I'll continue my point. And they haven't shown that they've been able to deal with all these large flanks, and that's how POF have been able to capitalize on that in the previous game. And we're seeing it once again. They've managed to pick up a favorable fight around the dragon pit by having 3 members come in from different flanks. And ECP, they just weren't ready for that, even though they had plenty of time to prepare.
Yeah, that's right. Just really strange stuff there from ECP. Again, East Coast plan or no plan? I think it's no plan.
Plan.
Ah, well, moving on. Yeah, moving on to see the things that if you have no plan, but you have the power of friendship, you can find the win.
Alright, now in this top, we're focusing around the top side, but honestly this is just a bit of a wet noodle fight back and forth.
Or
as soon as I say that.
Yeah, maybe you should watch your words a little bit there. Mordekaiser flashing forward, forcing the flash as well from Weijier right now, who on this Garen, once again, has no summoner spells left, took the Ignite, but somehow is not winning that late.
Yeah, for sure. We saw the Echo begin to path towards the top, so I was expecting a bit of a gank in the top lane, especially with the Mordekaiser shoved up a little bit far, but I think Mordekaiser played it safe and backed off.
Yeah, that's right. Right now, things looking to be a bit of a lull for now. Rift Herald is up, and we might see both jugglers move towards that for now. In terms of the items, both Lissandra and Echo are going for that Proto Belt right now. Lissandra looks to be a little bit ahead in terms of the items, for now at least.
Yeah, for sure. Whoa.
Okay.
What the heck was that flash?
I would say the flash away from the hook, and
the flash away from the hook that wasn't gonna hit him.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing, right?
Yes, please explain this to me.
It's called flexing on your opponents, you see.
Okay.
When you see the hook not landing, you flash anyway.
You're saved by the bell.
Yep, that's right. Looks like Mordekaiser's gonna get ganked up, he's gonna get silenced, and he's just gonna get cut down by that Berserker Greaves Garen.
And this is, now wait, this is how you want to see the jungler come towards the top side and try to pick something up. Meanwhile, they're not gonna go for the Rift Herald. I think they could actually gone for that. The top side, they just got the kill.
Yep.
And they had priority over mid. I'm not sure why they didn't go for that.
Yeah, but now they know the volley bears in the bot lane, so they might actually
Do they?
move over. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
volley
do,
bear
they do.
used
Yeah,
use the thunder on the minions right there to kind of show more dominance along with that Vayne flash there.
Intense dominance. I'm not sure what you're doing around there because they're actually roaming towards the top side.
Oh,
Now this
yeah.
is something we've seen yesterday where they just bring the entire team towards
Yep,
the Rift
that's right.
Herald.
The
And
Goon
there is
squad-
definitely going to be a fight here.
Yep, the Goon squad is arriving. Lissandra might be able to catch people out. However, the root does not land from Ocean Gaming. That's really unfortunate. Spectre Knight going to use that Scarlet Crab movement speed, but he's going to get pulled back. Does he have the chrono break? He does, but he's stunned out at the last second, and there we go. Mordekaiser's going to be able to pick up that kill, and now POF, they're going to start up their Herald.
Yeah, no point wasting the ultimate cooldown there for the Echo. Instead, just gonna give over the kill back, and the rest of the team just disengages. Not gonna look for that fight. Understanding that POF with the significant numbers advantage right now should be able to secure this Rift Herald without many issues.
Yeah, that's right. Ocean Gaming going to be able to push in that wave as well. Echo's going to be missing out on a fair amount of minions right there. Unable to complete the Protobell also, which is really unfortunate. But now we see the Goon squad. Lissandra following as well, starting to move down a little to bot lane. But it is a 2v3 because Trundle is there. Will the hook land? Will there even be a hook?
Nah,
No.
nah, they're fine. Meanwhile, we are gonna see 3 members going towards the bot side there. Lissandra, I'm not sure what happened there.
Whoa!
But we are gonna see Raytia pick up a kill towards top side.
There we go, guys.
Fight.
Yeah, there's a fight in the bot lane as well. Right now, Tartar Sauce has no flash, gonna get flayed back. Is the hook gonna land? This is gonna be critical. Final hour has been popped. The Thresh is thrown straight in. Lissandra arriving as well, and there's really not much that the Ezreal and the Trundle can do at all.
Yeah, for sure. And with a more supportive build on the set coming in here with the Aftershock, as well as a bit more tankiness,
Yep.
he does survive longer and has been able to put down a little bit more consistent damage alongside the Lissandra roam. Very proactive on the map early on.
Yep,
They
that's
do
right.
manage to secure another kill for the Vayne. 3-0 and 1 right now, looking very, very healthy.
Here's the thing though. Our boy Garen up there now
Yeah.
has 2 kills. He's been able to solo kill the Mordekaiser. In fact, in his lane. So now Mordekaiser with those Mercury treads, maybe not the best choice.
He's scared. He is scared of this Garen. And honestly, when Garen's 2-0 and 0, you have to be scared because this is a champion that has been designed to basically be unfallible once he has reached that point,
Yes.
unless you are in high elo, which I suppose this is, but it's still a bit of a sultry environment, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
He's looking at the shot, but he's fine.
yeah, Garen, here's the thing. How do you play Garen? It's simple. You get ganked early, question mark, by Berserker Greaves,
Yeah.
more question marks, and then somehow you manage to win the
Oh,
lane.
he's going Triforce. What a absolute chat.
Yep, that's right. POF, they're going to be able to secure the second dragon for themselves, however. And Garen, meanwhile, in the top lane, he's just going to continue exerting that dominance over the non-existent Mordekaiser right now.
Yeah, question mark things from POF on the Garen here. He's going to suffer. He is going to be able to secure some of these tower plates towards the top lane. Yeah, there should be a substantial chunk of gold on this champion right now. Probably going to be able to pick up the Triforce within 1 or 2 more recalls.
Yeah, that's right. I think one more recall should do the trick right now. Volibear is hanging around in the bottom lane. However, the Trundle is here as well. Volibear ultimate has yet to be used, by the way, to disable the turret. Yeah, he is spotted out. And he's just going to walk away. Sad Bear, Spectre Knight rotating down as well.
Out too.
Yeah, he's spotted out as well, and he's going to walk back as well. Lissandra, however, has recalled, does have the TP available. Volibear for now. He's just going to head over to his top side, but once again, we see the Garen. Natural environment, the bush, Garen. He's going to clear out that ward. But the question, see, it's kind of like the cat, Schrodinger's cat, except it's Schrodinger's Garen.
Schrodinger's Garen.
Now that there's no ward in the bush, okay, now Garen has been spotted out. But if he stayed there, right, then you would not know. Is the Garen there or is the Garen not there?
Garen mind games, very in-depth. Champion has more to think about than you would think. Is he there or is he not? Garen?
Yep.
Cast your vote, right? Anyway, we are going to see both junglers towards the top side right now. There isn't many neutral objectives to take right now. I believe the Rift Herald should be spawning in a few minutes alongside the dragon. So for now, both these junglers will be looking for an aggressive gank. Volibear's going to get spotted out towards top.
Yep, spotted out, but does it really matter? Raytia been pulled to the death realm. Mordekaiser has been ignited, however. There's not enough damage just yet. Mordekaiser going to reappear, and so does Garen. Garen has the ultimate for the execute. Teleports coming in, and now it is a fiesta. Look at that. Spectre Knight, he's going to get ulted up, but he's still alive. He's going to be able to chrono break, but so much damage coming out from this Garen. The man just spins in the middle of everyone, and there we go. That's 2 kills being picked up so far. A third might be on the way, not exactly just yet. Garen's going to be just fine for now. Going to recall away, and now Raitier. I believe he's 3-0 and 1 on this Garen.
Yeah, proactive TP coming in from ECP there to answer the initial gank and the ultimate and in the Death Realm for the Mordekaiser and the Garen. They do manage to pick up 2 kills. They begin to equalize the kill score. Now they are in a gold advantage over their opponents. And overall, that was a very clean play towards the top side from ECP.
Yeah, that's right. Look at that. Garen, 300 gold bounty, 3-0 and 1, and he has that Trinity Force right there.
We made it.
The man is going to be absolutely unstoppable now. But once again, when it comes to the goal leads, you have to ask yourself, where are the goal leads right now?
It's on the Garen.
Yeah, it's on the Garen, definitely. But for POF, right, their Vayne is still 1,000 gold ahead.
But the Garen's 2,000 gold ahead.
The Garen is the only goal lead that they have right now,
and
other than some small minor ones in the other lanes.
Yeah, there's 300 gold ahead for the Echo as well. So this just paints a picture that we've been predicting towards the during the draft rather, as we see Trundle begin to run away.
Yep.
The solo lanes are really who we expect to carry in this game because again, Ezreal Thresh not the best bot lane. Ezreal is a very passive AD carry. You're really going to wait until the mid game before he can really pop off, and especially against a 3-0-1 Vayne, you're not going to expect him to do all that much, especially early on. So again, we should not discount the Vayne. Vayne 3-0-1 can definitely accelerate very quickly. We already see the Blade of Ruin King picked up, as well as the Berserker Greaves, so definitely could be very, very difficult to deal with in the mid and late game. We'll have to see how ECP try to shut it down.
Yeah, that's right. ECP right now, they have the Echo, which is 1-1 and 2, pretty decent, and of course they have the Spinning Man, Garen. They can try to shut it down by that, but the problem is that Vayne can kind of start to kite these out when it comes to the late game, especially when she has a fair amount of CC and peel coming out from the set as well as Ocean Gaming. But oh, look at this here. Once again, Raitier gonna get a gank from this time Spectre Knight. And Demacia right there. Demacian Justice raiding from the sky. But meanwhile, there's some action happening in the bot side as well here. But there's just not enough damage to deal with them right now. Here's Saka gonna use their Haymaker. Yeah, Lissandra gonna move up to the top lane as well. Raitier, natural habitat. He's not gonna go for anything though. He's just gonna be happy and recall. And right now, once again, another dive. And there we go. Where is your turret? It is nowhere. And now Ezreal, he's alone. He's getting tossed all over the place right now. And the Haymaker to keep him alive.
Oh, Trundle, you don't want this.
Tardasal's on a rampage. Trundle coming in, but really there's not much that you can do right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna clear away the minions. They do get the kills. I believe one went over to Vayne while the other one went over to Volibear, the ultimate. But they're not gonna pick up the turret, so that objective still stands. They're just gonna take away the 600 gold and be happy. But meanwhile, on the top side, we did see a bit of a skirmish as well. The Mordekaiser just stepping forward a little too much, not expecting Gecko to come for the dive, and he does end up paying with his life. Now, the top side first tier turret is gone, and that just opens the top side for ECP. They can begin moving up their vision line and contesting this Rift Herald and the Baron when it spawns. It looks like they're just going to forfeit it for now and path towards the bot side and try to contest this dragon.
Yep, that's right. They're bringing down the man himself, 4-0-1 on that Garen. He's going to start pushing out that lane. There's nothing more Chad than this. You see the Ocean Dragon is coming up. They're going to be able to secure this Scarlet Crab here, most likely, unless, something that shouldn't happen happens, and there we go. Something that shouldn't happen happens, and Volibear gets hooked up. He's gonna be pillared away, and Ocean Gaming just going into the middle of everyone. The ultimate coming down, Spectre Knight unable to use his corner break at all right now, but where is the damage right now? Garen just dropped solo, but Garen is down, but Vayne is hooked as well. And now keep your eyes on the Ezreal. He's got not much damage. He just gets instantly deleted, and once again, POF are able to find the fight against ECP.
ECP, you should just stop looking to fight around this dragon pit, man. It's not going well for you at all. This is the third fight in a row. We've seen you fail around this objective.
This dragon pit is just cursed.
It is absolutely cursed for ECP. The plan does not encompass this area. It's a different GRC altogether.
Oh, yes.
PORF, they're just going to pick up the objective. They're going to move towards the bot side. Mordekaiser is going to put down a fair chunk of damage onto this turret, but they're not going to be able to take it.
Yep, there we go. And once again, proven that if you have the power of friendship, you're better than any plan that can exist.
At least around the Dragon Pit.
Oh yeah, at least around the Dragon Pit, that's right. POF able to secure the 3rd dragon, that brings them over to Soul Point for the next one. And
that's
honestly,
fast.
yeah, exactly, it's very fast. It's going to be about 22-23 minutes, and the best part is that they have a Vayne, which is now online because she was 6-0 and 4.
Yep. And that's the crucial point that I wanted to bring up. The fact that they did shut down the Garen, that was a fair chunk of gold, I believe 600 over to the side of POF, and they do capitalize on that with 2 more kills and 2 assists on the Vayne. So there's a very strong Vayne right now. You have to give her respect.
Yep, that's right. 8,500 gold. More gold than the Garen right now. And the huge lead disparity right there over the Ezreal and over the Echo just means that Vayne's just going to be absolutely fine. And yep, that's right. Top side, Herald is still up. Vayne has that red buff. And Raytier, you may be 2 levels ahead right now, but your Triforce and your Essence Reaver is not going to save you. Your Flash might, though.
Oh, he gets out, he gets out.
His Flash just barely saves him again, but there we go. Instead of using the Flash to get on the Vayne and delete her, he's forced to use the Flash and run away.
Flashing on the Vayne and trying to delete her would be the chat move to do, right? But instead just plays it safe, gonna flash away. That looks super sketchy for a moment. Echo's not gonna be able to secure this. Lissandra is here to answer, and they do pick up the 2nd Rift Herald as well here.
Yep, that's right.
There's gonna be a diver bot. It's just a Mordekaiser, but he does have ult.
Yeah, he does have ult. He's gonna be able to pull in either Ezreal or Trundle and at least get 1 back, or maybe even more. Yep, that's right. They're really getting desperate right now. Teleport coming down. Why would you do that? What? Okay, right. Well, we have no time to talk about that just yet because look at this Mordekaiser. He's pulling the Trundle, and that might just be the one man that you can't kill. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. He's gonna be able to flash
fails the arcane shift.
Yeah, but meanwhile, the rest of his team has summoned a Rift Herald in the mid lane, and now they're pushing in. They've gotten the inner turret right now, and if they can get this charge off on that inhibitor turret, they might just be able to take it down as well.
Yeah, and POF pulling ECP all across the map right now. They don't have a definitive answer. They will spend way too much time towards the bot side trying to answer the Mordekaiser. Fortunately, they don't even pick up that kill. They lose 2 turrets in the mid side because of that Rift Herald and the strong push from POF. And unfortunately for them, they are now at a 1k gold deficit. Honestly, I thought the gold deficit will be much larger at this point, but it looks like they're holding on just about to the game.
Yeah, that's only because of this Chad Garen really.
True.
There's no other reason. Look at this man. He's gonna recall anytime. He's gonna buy himself an Essence Reaver.
Despite
that's what's happening here. It's not even like a Death's Dance or something, you know. Not even something that's slightly defensive. Nope, just goes straight in for that Essence Reaver, straight for that cooldown reduction, and straight for that 100% spinning Garen build.
As much as I want to disagree with you, I want to see it.
Yeah.
It's absolute chat. I mean, if you pick Garen, that's what you should do.
Yep, that's right. Just go straight for it, right? Triforce into Essence Reaver. That's 40% cooldown reduction. That means that he's going to be calling down swords from the sky pretty often right now. Going to make those bushes a very scary places.
Yeah, and once again, we have to look at ECP, right? They have to begin slowing down the aggression. They can't look for another fight around Dragon. If I were them, I honestly would say that's cursed. Like, that's not even an analytical point. That's just me saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the Dragon Pit is cursed. You should not go fight there once again. But they should just slow it down. They should look for a fight. Perhaps here around Baron Pit. They haven't lost many here yet. But Ezreal still does not have the Triforce. So he is at a significant power disadvantage over the Vayne.
But here's the thing. Take a look right now at where the Garen is.
Oh,
Our Chad boy is at bot lane.
Don't fight this.
He's not going to participate in this fight
man.
right now. And Spectre Knight going to get caught out, going to get CC'd. He's going to be able to use that corner break to get out of this one.
Out!
The Rylai's is not enough to slow him down, but actually some flashes being forced that the hook does not land. Tartarus, I believe, had to use that flash right now. They're actually walking in. Look at how Chad ECP
they're
are right now.
They're trying to delay the recalls for the Garen.
Yeah, they're trying to delay the recalls for their main man, and their main man was able to take down a turret right now. And looks like Tartarus is actually going to be able to land a fair amount of damage. And yeah, just some very questionable stuff right there from ECP, but somehow it works out because they have a Garen.
Press Q, run at it. Let's go, run away. There we go. That's the way Garen picks up the mid lane turret as well. In about a minute, the final dragon to Soul will spawn. Well, potential final dragon. If POF do get it, they get the highly coveted Ocean Dragon Soul. That is the strongest soul once again that is currently offered in League of Legends. Offers so much teamfight potential, and based on how POF is playing, that is gonna do wonders for their sustain.
Yep, that's right. And not only that, but they have the Baron buff to fight for it. If they could win a fight without Baron, what more when they have even more stats, even more damage right now? And they're starting it up.
They're absolutely starting up. They should be able to win this fight if there is gonna be one. The Garen is still a little far away.
Yep, that's right. Keep your eyes on the mini
ECP
map
have to
right
play
there.
this low.
Yeah, that's right. Yezreal already used his Arcane Shift, and there we go, the Smite coming down, and the fight begins. Set just gonna toss people into the backline right now. He's just doing so much to delay the rest of his team right now. Raitia actually pulled into Death Realm and taken out, and now the Vayne, she's gonna be able to run in, pop that ultimate, and tumble in, start auto-attacking people, and we see there the power of this Ocean Soul right now, the power that ECP had for just a split second in the previous game. Now it's in the hands of POF, and with a Baron, they might look to end the game.
Yep, Ocean Soul on Ocean Gaming. They're pushing in the mid lane, and they should be able to at least secure this inhibitor, even though ECP, they're going to try to put up a Vaynian defense. But with Baron and with Ocean Soul, they really don't have much of a chance.
That's right. You cannot do that. You cannot just run in right now. Sure, you might have that chrono break. But here's the thing. So many of them have so much CC. Basically, every one of them has a way to stop you. So don't right now. However, this might be a little bit of an overstay, but then again, Vayne is legendary. What am I talking about right now? Tartar is just going to start cleaning house. But Raitia, he's spinning on Tartar. Is he going to be able to take him down? No, not just yet. Actually gets rooted up, and Mordekaiser, he's going to pick up that kill. And this might be the game right here. It looks like only the Ezreal, who, mind you, hasn't really done anything this game. Yeah, he just goes down right there, and there we go. We thought it might be close, but here we go. The power of friendship prevailing once again over the East Coast plan. The East Coast plan is no plan, and power of friendship, they move on to the next round.
They absolutely do move on to the next round. Congratulations to Power of Friendship prevailing over the East Coast plan. Yeah, but that was a very clean executed play. They fixed their draft issues, and I think they absolutely slammed the door in ECP's face.
Yep,
they are going to move on to our finals.
That game looked a lot more clean, other than the Garen, of course. But then again, you know, it was just fun to watch this Garen show, taking Ignite, going top lane, and winning until you lose, basically.
Yep, and we are receiving word that the finals are going to be between Power of Friendship and Kick W.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, this could be an interesting match. Obviously, Kick W is a good meme.
Yes,
not sure about a good team. We don't really have. We didn't really discuss much about the players, but they did prevail over Polite players. So I'm afraid East Coast Plan and Polite players, commiserations, but you guys are out of Campus Legends contention. Obviously, I think we can give East Coast Plan the fact that they played very well. I think they did all right, save for a few fumbles in the first game's mid game, and quite a few issues playing against flanks, especially around the Dragon Pit. Take a look at this graph, though.
Yeah, look at this
graph. No, dang it. But okay, yeah, you said Ezreal didn't really do anything, but I believe he actually did the most damage. One thing that we didn't point out, we didn't see a lot of Qs from him. I believe there was an OBS bug. Production did alert us to that earlier on. I'm not sure about the specifics. Probably just we couldn't see it for some reason. So all the missing Qs, I think they stacked up to about 17,000 damage. He does match up against the enemy team's Mordekaiser and the Vayne, but overall, good showing from Power of Friendship will get them to the finals once again.
Yep, that's right. They just have the better execution around the Dragon. And right now, during that series, we just saw so much emphasis being placed on the Dragon. I believe there was like only one Dragon that wasn't fought over. And that was because the team was on the other side of the map. But just so much emphasis being placed on the Dragon, and just the ability of Power of Friendship. The Power of Friendship just somehow allows you to fight around the Dragon, right?
And so, one thing that we can take away from this series, right, is that I think Temasek Polytechnic, they play really well in the sense of macro. I think we've seen a lot of clean macro plays, whereas in the previous game with RP, we've seen a bit more focus on micro. So I think TP matches up pretty well against RP. These are like two of the teams you've seen so far, as well as IT College Central.
That's right.
In the previous week. We're obviously seeing different styles come through in the tournament. I think that's very interesting. That could definitely be pretty cool to watch out for in the group stage. But we are not done yet. We're going to go for a short break. And when we come back, it's going to be the finals. It's going to be Power of Friendship taking on Kick W. We'll see you in a few.